Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome. Hola. Hola. Hola a todos. Bienvenidos a un nuevo en vivo. ¿Cómo están? Espero que estén muy bien. How's it going, guys? How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Today we are going to learn some Spanish vocabulary about family members. We're going to learn the pronunciation of different family members. So that's going to be pretty cool. And remember that we're live streaming, so you can use the live chat to interact with me. I see Joshua Espina is here. Buenos días, buenos días. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que estés muy bien. Remember, only subscribers can use the live chat. So if you're not subscribed, I recommend you do that. So if you have any questions about Spanish, about what we're learning today, you can use the live chat for that. Okay, before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and also click on the bell icon so you can get notified every time I live stream. I want to give a big shout out to our members, to our Cafecito members, Christopher Michael, Raymond Sather, William Lopez, David Beaver, KS. Thank you guys for the coffee, for being a member. I really appreciate it. And if you want to support this channel and buy me some coffee, you can do that by clicking on the join button down below, and you can take a look at the membership. I think it's like less than $3 a month, and that supports this channel a lot. So if you like what I do, please consider getting a membership. Another way to support this channel is by giving the thumbs up. That helps me a lot as well. Hello, Free Spirit. Welcome. Bienvenido, bienvenida. Bienvenido, bienvenida. But yeah. Okay. So, really quickly, guys, I want to let you know that I've been asked before by a few people what programs I use to do these live streams and videos, and I use Photoshop. Today we're going to use Illustrator, and I want to let you know that I am now part of the Adobe Affiliate program, and because of that, I was able to get you a pretty awesome deal for their software. Actually, well, you can get, guys. You can get, or students save over 60% on Adobe Creative Cloud, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. And if you're not a student, they have good stuff as well. So deals and you can also get the Adobe Creative Cloud if you want to. So please just check out the links that I have down below about that. Today, as I said, we're going to use Illustrator. Illustrator is a great application if you like to illustrate. And yeah, I have a link to try it for free for a few days. So if you want to check that out, all the links are in the video description down below. Thank you for listening to this quick ad. Okay. Now, let's get started, guys. Let's get started. As I said before, we're going to learn about, different family members in Spanish. We are going to do it just like a family tree. In Spanish, family tree is el árbol genealógico. El árbol genealógico. So it's a very long sentence, but that's how you say in Spanish family tree. Isn't that crazy? It's a bit too long. Árbol, of course, that means tree, and genealógico, that has to do with, your family, your ancestors, and all of that, okay? So we're going to see this family tree or árbol genealógico just as this person right here. Okay? So how would this person from this family tree will say different family members? Okay? All of that, of course, in Spanish. Que yes, desde que nací, recién nacido y hasta el día de hoy, mi madre me da apoyo moral. Estoy muy agradecido. Thank you for sharing, KS. Welcome. Bienvenido. William Lopez. Will, how are you? Hola, ¿cómo estás? Yo he quedado lejos de medios sociales recientemente, más que lo habitual. Jaja. Espero que esté todo bien. Everything is good. Thank you for being here. Will, KS, Free Spirit, Joshua, thank you for being here and welcome, of course. That's awesome, guys, that you're here. Okay, so let's get started. So this person right here, as I said, this person is, let's think of this person as, someone who will say, will introduce to all of her family members in Spanish, okay? So, let's start from the top. The first family members are la bisabuela, okay? La bisabuela, right here. La bisabuela. That means great-grandmother. I think it's easier to say this in Spanish than in English. La bisabuela. That means great-grandmother. And then we have el bisabuelo. El bisabuelo. That means great-grandfather. Okay? La bisabuela, el bisabuelo. So they look similar. The spelling is pretty much the same. You only have to change the last letter. We have the same here because, if we're talking about a family tree, obviously there's some couple here, right? This couple here. These guys are their parents, right? Oops, my arrows are pretty bad usually. So we have the same. Dos bisabuelos, dos bisabuelas, two great-grandfathers, two great-grandmothers. Okay, so far so good. Then, these guys here, this one here is la abuela. La abuela. La abuela. This means grandmother, okay? So that's the meaning of this. Obviously, you can change it a bit if you want to sound a bit, if you don't want to call your grandmother, you can call her granny in English, right? In Spanish, you can call her, just one sec, you can call her abuelita, okay? So I'm just gonna add here a different term, abuelita. Abuelita. And that is like an endearment term. So if you want to call your grandmother granny, la abuelita. I know in English there are like different names that people give to their grandmothers, like I don't know, like nana, or I don't even know the terms, but there's some specific terms in English that people use to call their grandmothers. In Spanish, we don't have that really. We call them abuelita, abue. You can also call them abue, right? Abue, that's like a short name. Or abuelita. Abuelita, granny. And the general term, the common term is abuela. La abuela. Abuela. Okay? So that's how we call a grandmother. La abuela. Now we have el abuelo. Okay? So el abuelo means grandfather. Oops, too close. El abuelo, grandfather. And you can also, just as we did with abuela, you can change this to abue, even. You can call a grandfather abue. Hola, abue, ¿cómo estás? Or abuelito, okay? Abuelito. So it's just a way to refer to your grandfather, just saying, just like a short term or endearment term that shows that you love your grandfather, okay? El abue, el abuelito, el abuelo, okay? So that means grandfather. Then, okay. Kaya says esposa. Yeah, we'll get to that. We have Free Spirit saying, I think nanny. Okay, yeah, nanny. That's a different term for a grandmother. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So we have so far el bisabuelo, la bisabuela, la abuela, el abuelo. Okay, so that's like the top of the of a family tree, usually. Now the next part, guys, is this part. Okay, so if el abuelo, well, it looks like la abuela and el abuelo have kids, and they have four kids, and we'll see how to say, son, daughter later on. But remember, we are naming the family members according to, or based on what this person right here will say, okay? Okay, so we have la madre. This one is pretty easy because, la madre, you pretty much know this one. La madre means mother. El padre means the father or father. I have here the father, but in English, usually you say it like that, unless you're being, very precise when talking about a father. But yeah, la madre, el padre. And for example, we have different terms for a mother as well. We can call her mama. That means mom. It's like saying mom, okay? You can call her as well mami, okay? Mami. Hola, mami. Hola, mamá. ¿Cómo estás? Madre is a more serious term. But if you don't call your mom, well, some people call their mom madre, but usually they call their mother like mami, mama, mi mamá. Mami is like if you want to talk to her, if you want to get her attention, you say, mami, ayúdame, okay? Mommy. It's not mommy, but it's mommy, okay? Some people call their mothers or their mother ma, just ma. You don't have to say la ma, okay? So you don't say ma, la ma, just say ma. And I think that's it. Ma is like saying mom. It's pretty much the same term. And but the common term is la madre, okay? La madre. Then we have el padre, right? El padre, right here. Padre, you can also call your father different names. You can call your father pa, okay? Pa or papa. So that means dad. Pa and papa or similar. They mean dad, okay? Or daddy, something like that. There is not like a literal translation because in English, they have different terms. In Spanish, we have different terms. So the translation is not that accurate. But they're just short names, names that show that you love your parents, okay? So yeah, pa, papa. Some people call their father papi, okay? So papi, I know this is some women, some Spanish speakers call their boyfriends papi, okay? And I find that to be very weird, okay? Same with people who have, or Spanish speakers who have a girlfriend, they called their girlfriend mami. Sometimes, but it's very common for a girlfriend to, or for the papi term is a more common way that some people call their boyfriends, okay? It's weird. I find this very weird. But you can call your father papi as well, okay? So, weird, I know. Okay, so we had el padre. Okay, so far so good. Pretty good. We have la madre, el padre. Okay, now we have two different people here. And that is like this person is la tía, el tío. So this is it's a very easy word to learn in Spanish. It's very short. And the feminine term and the masculine term are pretty similar. Whereas in English, we have aunt, la tía, aunt. And then el tío, uncle. Okay, so those two, aunt, uncle, they're very different from each other. Whereas as I said, in Spanish, we have just la tía, el tío. Just remember the accent mark. Okay, we have an accent mark right here, guys. So remember that. It's very important. And I don't know why this changed to other color, but the accent mark. Oops, too thick. Okay, let's read some of your comments. Okay, Free Spirit, what about papi? Yeah, papi, LOL. Yeah, we talked about that. Papi can be used as a term to refer to your boyfriend, but also to refer to your father. So, yeah, it's quite peculiar. Will says, not to be confused with mamacita. Mamacita, you can call your mother mamacita as well. And you can call your girlfriend or someone you like mamacita as well. Usually females, okay? So if you have a girlfriend, you can call her mamacita. So it's weird. You would say it differently though. For example, if you say mamacita to your mom, you would say, mamacita, te quiero mucho, okay? So that's a different, way to say it. But if you say this to your girlfriend, it could be something like, mamacita, like mamacita. It's weird. I don't know how to explain this too well because, I don't use those terms. I usually call my mom mama or mami as well. But I don't use mamacita. But yeah, now you know. Thank you for sharing, Will. Okay, yes, papa, papi, mama. Yeah, that's correct. That's all correct. Okay, so la tía, el tío. Okay, so we have that covered. Now the next family member is la hermana, okay? So this girl here, she has a sister and a brother. And the terms are la hermana. I know in English, sometimes the H letter has a sound like hermana. That's not correct. in Spanish. In Spanish, actually, the letter H doesn't have any sound. So don't worry about any sound because it's mute. La hermana. Okay? So that's the pronunciation. El hermano. La hermana, sister. El hermano, brother. Okay? So that's what those terms mean. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. You can also call your sister different names. Usually it's just the diminutive terms, the usual Spanish diminutive terms. So that will be something like hermanita, okay? La hermanita, or just hermanita, okay? Hermanita. Hola, hermanita. ¿Qué cuentas? What's up, sister? So yeah, that's one term. And some people say sister too, la hermana, but it's not common in Spanish. I know in Spanish there's some English terms that are pretty commonly used among, Spanish speakers, but I think sister can be one of them, but it's not that common. Hermana is more common. El hermano means brother. Same, you can change this to hermanito. Okay, so if you have a younger brother, you can call your brother hermanito. Okay, it's quite long. Okay, el hermano. Of course, this person here is just, I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, el hermano, hermanito, just hermanito. I don't know if you saw that because moving things around, but hermanito, little brother. That's like saying little brother. Will says, I genuinely laughed at the mamacita part. I find it weird too. Yeah, I know that's weird. When I was dating, I never called my boyfriend papi. No, I found that, or I still find it very weird. Even like my husband, I don't call him papi. Like, it's just too weird. Too weird. Okay, hermano, el hermano. Let's leave it as it was, el hermano. Okay, as I said before, this girl, obviously, well, she's naming all the family members. So this person is married to someone, and the term is el esposo. Okay, so if you can see it here, el esposo, that means husband. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. El esposo. There's also different names for esposo. You can call this person, you can call him esposito. Some people, I think in Peru, I've heard people calling their husband esposito. There's actually a last name, esposito. Esposito. If you watched Breaking Bad, that TV show, one of the bad guys, his real last name is Esposito. Yeah, I believe so. So, yeah, pretty much you're saying little husband, but I mean, you don't want to say little husband. That's not like, that's a literal translation, but you're just calling like a nice way to call your husband, a loving way to call your husband, right? El esposito. No, don't say el. If you say esposito, don't say el. Just say esposito. El esposo. That's the general term, the common term. And if it was the other way around, let's say this person here, this guy is yo, which means me or I, and this was the wife, not the the husband, but the wife, you will call her esposa, la esposa. And that means wife, just like Kaya said a few minutes ago. La esposa, wife. Okay? La esposa, and then this person was el esposo. So that those two terms mean the feminine one, la esposa, wife, the masculine one, el esposo, husband. Okay? Let's just go back to that. Okay. Will says, en Brasil llamamos a los argentinos de hermanos. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's another term. Hermano is like saying brother, like in English, when good friends call themselves, like call each other a brother, bro. I think that's the term, bro. So you can call your friend hermano as well. So yeah, I totally get it, Will. That's pretty cool that in Brazil you guys do that. It's pretty similar in Spanish. You can call your besties, your best friends, hermano. Yeah, it's like saying bro. Yeah, good point, Will. Thank you for sharing. Okay. Now the next part, guys, we are going to learn how to say cousin. Okay, cousin, my cousin. So la prima, that's like the feminine term. Okay, and el primo is the masculine term. La prima, el primo. So that's quite easy. That means cousin. Okay, and yeah, you can tell the difference when referring to a female or a male. La prima, el primo. Yeah, I like that term. Okay, the next one is la esposa. Okay, so the cousin, this cousin here, this guy here in orange, he is married to someone, and you would call this person la esposa del primo. Okay, so that's quite interesting that you can do that. I mean, it's normal, of course, but this term here, del primo, it's like saying this part. You know, the apostrophe S, cousin's wife, the cousin's wife, de el primo. You're technically saying that, but remember that there's some contractions. I think that's the name. When you have de el, you change that to del. Okay, del primo. You don't say de el primo. You say del primo. So this del is this part, the apostrophe S. La esposa, esposa. Once again, that means wife. And primo, cousin. And when you add del, that is the apostrophe part. Apostrophe S. Cousin's wife, the cousin's wife. La esposa del primo. Okay, so that's pretty easy to remember. We can have another lesson in the future about that, specifically the apostrophe S in Spanish, how it works. Obviously, that's an English thing, the apostrophe S. When you are referring to some sort of attachment, possessions, and so on, the apostrophe S in English helps to do that, but in Spanish we have a completely different way to do that. And we can talk about that in a future lesson. Okay. So lastly, guys, by the way, I want to let you know, I don't know why this is red now. I probably changed something. But I just want to let you know that this whole thing, guys, this is going to be available to download, or I'm going to post it on Discord, on the community, the Spanish community we have on Discord. You can join for free and you will have access to download this for free, just to get it for free. So if you're not part of that community, and if you are interested in, joining that community and talk to others about Spanish, you can ask questions. You can just practice your Spanish there. I'm part of that community as well. So you can join for free. You only need to click on the link in the video description down below. I have a link that says Discord, and then the link, just click on that and you can access for free. Now you know. Okay, the last part, guys, is this part here. We have this couple here, and these guys have 2 kids, okay? 2 kids. And we will learn the terms. La hija. La hija means daughter. El hijo, son. So once again, that's something that I really like about Spanish. We have pretty much the same term. And if you want to have it feminine, you usually add an A, the letter A, at the end of the word. And if you want to have a masculine term, you only add the letter O, okay? I mean, of course, there's some exceptions, but usually that's how it works. So, la hija means daughter, el hijo, son. Yeah, so that one is pretty easy. That one is pretty easy. And we also have niece and nephew, okay? How do you say this in Spanish? You say it as la sobrina, that means niece, la sobrina, and el sobrino. La sobrina, niece, el sobrino, nephew, okay? Once again, same word, you just change the last letter, okay? So that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so do you guys have any questions related to this? Kaya says, mi tía es de Granada, de Caribe. Ella habla español. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so once again, guys, I mean, you can access to this. I actually made this. The illustrations, I downloaded that from another website. But I put it all together. This árbol genealógico. And it's pretty cool. You can, download this. You can print it out if you want, or just have it on your computer. Why not? Right? You can do that. Or just, I don't know. What else can you do? Okay. Free Spirit says, I always thought niño or niña was son or daughter. I've heard Spanish speakers referring to their kids as niño or niña, usually niños. For example, you could say, estos son mis niños. Okay, so you're saying, these are my children. Okay, niños, usually, niños. But it depends on how you say it, of course, in Spanish. If you say, estos son mis niños, so you're technically, as I said, you're saying, these are my children, okay? But the term, more precise term, is la hija, el hijo. Okay? So once again, you could say, what I'm just gonna put here what I just said. Estos son mis niños. Oops, sorry. I have an issue with the letter ñ. Let me see if I can. Okay, one sec. Okay, estos son mis niños. Okay, so that means these are my children. Okay, you can also say estos son mis hijos. Okay, and that's a term to refer to your children as well, female or male children. Okay, estos son mis hijos. You can also say esta es mi niña. Okay, so that's another thing that you could say, and that means this is my daughter. It's similar to saying this is my daughter. Okay, but once again, a more common thing to say is hija. Okay, esta es mi hija. Okay, and also I forgot to tell you, you can call your daughter hijita. Hola hijita. Okay, mi hijita. Oops. Mi hijita, that means just like, it's just a nice term to call your daughter. Okay, a loving term. Mi hijita, my daughter. Okay, so just a general term, common term as well, la hija. Okay, hijito as well, hijito. Oops, hijito. Okay, so that's another term that you can use to refer to your son. Hijito. Okay, mi hijito, my little boy. Okay. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Thank you for sharing, Free Spirit. Okay, so Will says, ¿cómo decir brother-in-law? That's a good question. Brother-in-law. Let's just move here. Okay, to an empty space. Okay, brother-in-law. You say that. First, nuera means sister-in-law. Okay, nuera, la nuera. Oops, la nuera. That means sister-in-law. I'm just gonna put it here, and I think it's like that. Sister-in-law, la nuera, el nuero, brother-in-law. Okay, brother-in-law, la nuera, sister-in-law, el nuero, brother-in-law. Okay, then we have la suegra. Okay, that's another interesting term, and that means mother-in-law. Just gonna change this last part. I mean the beginning. Mother-in-law, la suegra. And you can also change this to suegrita, la suegrita. And that's just another term to just refer to your mother-in-law, like in a very how do you call it? Like you like your mother-in-law. Okay, so if you like your mother-in-law, you can call her suegrita. Okay, and some people don't like their mother-in-law and they still call her suegrita, which is fine. It's fine. It's not disrespectful, but you can use this term or just suegra, okay? La suegra. And father-in-law, el suegro, okay? You can also call this person suegrito, same thing. But the term is el suegro, father-in-law. And if you want to refer to your in-laws, both mother and father-in-law, you only say los suegros, okay? Los suegros. Just in-laws. Okay, so it's pretty easy. But this is a good term as well, something that is commonly used in families. So yeah, do you have any more questions, guys? Great question, William. Okay, Free Spirit, got it. Awesome. Okay, so the Prisma 5555. Hola. Hola, the Prisma 5555. ¿Cómo estás? Espero que estés muy bien. And I don't know, guys, any other term that you would like to learn? I think we learned many terms, and but that's pretty cool. I mean, now you know how to refer to your different family members in Spanish. So please just try to use these terms with your family, and just tell your family, I'm just practicing some Spanish. So it's all good. Okay, so Will says, great video. Gracias y saludos. Excellent. Thank you, Will, for stopping by, and it's nice to read you again. Excellent. Okay, so that's it, guys. I hope you like this lesson. And once again, if you want to download this for free or just access this for free, you can just join our community on Discord. The link is in the video description down below. And I'm going to post that actually like after the live stream. So I'm just going to share the image with you, and you can just save it on your computer, print it out, keep it on your computer. It's up to you. Okay? And it's totally free, of course. Okay, that's it. Have a lovely evening. Take care. Buenas noches. I don't know if you are somewhere else. You probably have different you're in different time zones. So buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches. I hope you you have a great day, evening, night, wherever you are. Take care of yourself. Be safe, and I'll see you next time. Adios. Bye-bye. Take care.